Yo, what is up, everyone? This is the one trade that I ended up taking. Today is April 27th, and this is the one trade I ended up taking. Today we lost about $500, and we're super close to blowing the eval. We have about $300 to draw down left. We're going to review today's price action and the one trade I ended up taking. So, starting on the higher time frame, what do I see? I see that we're clearly bullish. We are at all-time high, so all I want to be looking for is longs. Don't want to be looking for anything else. 1 hour, still bullish. We are in a little of a short-term bearish range. And one of the main lows that I had marked was this 4-hour internal low here. And also this 1 hour internal low here. So going into open, what did I see? We had this 30-minute gap above here. So I wanted this 30-minute gap to send price lower to hit this 4-hour internal low or this 1 hour internal low and then get a long off of it. Then going into the open, we immediately open high and create an SMT with this 30-minute gap. So NQ didn't actually take it, so just adding to the liquidity generation here. Then we go open. Then we get this immediate setup where we sweep out this 1 hour internal low here, and we get this 1 minute inversion right here. The main reason I didn't take this is just because the structure was like super choppy, and at this point we were literally just 10 points away from the 4-hour internal, so it would just offer way better distribution. So that's what I wanted to take. We also had a pretty large wick on this, but if you did take this, you probably would have gone break even because there was an SMT at your break even spot at the time of entry. Anyways, that lost obviously because we were so close to this 4-hour low. Then we finally hit this 4-hour low, and we end up getting this 30-second iFVG here. Here we go. We get this 30-second iFVG. So this was pretty solid trade. The only thing I didn't like about this trade is that ES was lacking super behind, and I didn't really feel like I was convicted enough to take a 30-second because I was just super unconfident in this day for some reason. So I'd rather just take a 1 minute or something, but the main thing was that ES didn't have any displacement. So while NQ looks like this, displacing up, ES looks like this. It's just still showing bearish signs. So what I want to see is to ES have a good closure up, showing that it also wants to continue bullish. So that did save me a loss. Then going after that, literally instantly after we get that, we get this 945 manipulation lower, resweeping this 4-hour internal low, and we actually put this in with an SMT, so that makes the setup even better. And we get this super displacing 1 minute. So this is an inversion here, and we end up closing all the way up here, even inversing this tiny one right here. Super obvious accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, as well as with the SMT that we put in with here, with targeting the 30-minute gap, 930 highs, low resistance, and obvious bullish structure here. So that's what ends up happening. Then I originally had my break even set at the 30-minute or when ES would hit the 1 hour internal high because we had equal highs with that, and we end up getting wrecked here. But this is the worst part. Originally, I put my stop loss right at this body low here. Then when we were around 10-14, we hit this 3-minute gap. I literally did not think we were going to go lower. I thought this was going to send price higher. So what did I do? I checked the 5-minute time frame, and I just did the CE of the 5-minute wick. So I thought this would be fine. Then what do? We stop me out, buy the tick, and then go to my break even. And we actually have an SMT with ES here, so I would have just gone break even, not full close, and this should have been a break even trade, but I decided to move my stop loss from here to 5-minute CE. Just super annoying. This could have been an avoidable loss, but still, this delivery, I don't know what this candle was, but immediately after I got stopped out, we just pushed up like insanely. I don't know what this was, but overall the delivery was super bad today, and hopefully we can get some good price action because this was just such an unfortunate loss, and the PA has just been really bad, and I've been taking a bunch of losing trades But going into the more review of this here in my notes, if I go on to here, this is our PO3, so we can see that we accumulate pre-market, then 9:30 opens higher, adding to the liquidity and edging the 30-minute gap, but then manipulates lower towards the 1 hour internal low. Then we lead to an accumulation, and 9:45 adds up and adds to liquidity again, and clearing out of this accumulation range, hitting the 4 hour internal low, which leads to a failed distribution, as well as accumulation, which 10 a.m. fails to distribute higher, which in turn we hit this 3-minute gap and fail to distribute higher again. Then 10:15 does nothing and fails to distribute again, which likely means we're going to get stopped out here. And I think this is exactly when I moved it to 5-minute CE. Then we accumulate. Then 10:30 opens low, remanipulating this low. Really nothing we came off of. And then we just have a huge liquidity run up and stopping me out. And then here into my trade. It's a super good trade. A plus setup for sure. We have this perfect AMD with 9:30 and 9:45 PO3. We have a bunch of low resistance and 9:30 highs leading up to our target. We have nothing below and everything above. ES is correlated. We have a super strong closure on ES, and we also have an SMT at the internal low with a strong closure. The only thing that was bad is just we had a little bit too much displacement. If we closed maybe here around this internal high here, that would be good. We could get some good RR and potentially get break even on this trade, but unfortunate loss. And yeah, that's the one trade I ended up taking. Let me know what you guys took in the comments, and make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.